throw more subsidies, pour more diesel on the fire to the fire that they started. That's what's happening right now. That's what for the American people to understand. Insurance companies.
Bail out Argentina.
Insurance companies, 1,032% stock prices up since 2010. 448% up from 2013. 85% of the revenues for insurers come from the federal government. What my Democratic colleagues are proposing is an insurance company enrichment scheme. It's literally what they're doing, is printing money in the Treasury and giving it to insurance companies.
What you're about to see is one of the most brutal takedowns delivered on the House floor in years. Chip Roy didn't hold back, didn't sugarcoat anything, and exposed exactly how Democrats wrecked the healthcare system and then blamed everyone else for the fallout. Before we break down every explosive moment, hit like and subscribe to Right Focus so this truth reaches the people who need to hear it.
Mr. Roy, you're recognized.
Notice the ranking member says that, quote, we own this.
You do.
If we don't go down the road that is being suggested here before us, when in fact, the current situation with respect to health care exists entirely by record of vote and record of policies as a result of my Democrat colleagues putting forward the policies that the American people are having to live under. Entirely. They broke the system, and then they come here saying that we own it if we don't throw more subsidies, pour more diesel on the fire to the fire that they started. That's what's happening right now. That's what for the American people to understand. Insurance companies.
Bail out Argentina.
Insurance companies, 1,032% stock prices up since 2010. 448% up from 2013. 85% of the revenues for insurers come from the federal government. What my Democratic colleagues are proposing is an insurance company enrichment scheme. It's literally what they're doing, is printing money in the Treasury and giving it to insurance companies. That's their solution for health care. Enriching insurance companies that are the very people that are telling the American people which care they can get and not get. There's no chance for an American to go to the doctor of his or her choice. There's no chance for them to go get care. There was no chance for my constituent who lives near Fredericksburg, Texas, to go to MD Anderson to get care because she's on Obamacare, which can't go to MD Anderson. And if the cancer that I had when I went to MD Anderson came back and I'm on Obamacare as a member of Congress, I couldn't go to MD Anderson because of the situation that my Democratic colleagues have put the American people in. Going around and preening that you're somehow caring for people more by giving them coverage for care that doesn't actually provide them care, while insurance companies get rich. $35 billion in subsidies in 2024 for people who didn't even use their plan. It's absolutely unconscionable. That is right. That is the correct word. It is unconscionable what we have done to the healthcare system, destroying it for the American people so that they can't get the care of their choice. That's what's happened. And now you hold the government hostage for 45 days and then try to come lecture Republicans about it when you've been holding the American people hostage to a broken healthcare system for 15 years. That's what's been going on. The fact is, Madam Chairman or Chairwoman, we are here today trying to proceed with, I think, reason, with 3 appropriations bills combined with a continuing resolution through January. After having tried with reason to fund the government through November 20th so that we can continue the debate on the various issues in question. But our Democrat colleagues refused to do it. And so now we've got the opportunity in front of us to extend, fund government at current levels, roughly flat, trying to stave off the inflation that is the direct consequence of the massive amount of government funding that has been going on by both sides of the aisle, but heavily being promoted from my colleagues here on the other side of the aisle, who want us to throw another $1.5 trillion at it. That's literally what they were saying. It's not a solution. That's just printing more money while trying to go run campaign ads while you shut the government down for very clearly and obviously political purposes. I yield back, Madam Chairman.
Madam Chair, I wish the gentleman had that passion condemning the $40 billion bailout of Argentina, the right-wing cuckoo clock in Argentina. I wish he had the passion to condemn that.
Mr. McGovern and Ms. Scanlon, you're recognized.
Welcome back to Right Focus. What you just watched was a rare moment in Congress where someone finally told the truth without sugarcoating it. Chip Roy stepped up and blasted the Democrats for pretending Republicans somehow own the broken healthcare system, when everyone watching knows exactly who built this mess in the first place. Before we go further, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Right Focus so these facts actually reach the American people. Roy made it crystal clear, Democrats spent years ramming their healthcare experiment through, ignoring warnings, ignoring costs, and ignoring the real-world suffering that followed. And now, instead of taking responsibility, they want to dump more subsidies into the same failing structure. Roy was right to call it pouring diesel on the very fire they created. That's the truth they don't want you hearing. He laid out the numbers the media runs from. Insurance companies up more than 400%. 85% of their revenue coming straight from taxpayers. And billions in subsidies paid out to people who never even used their plans. That's not healthcare. That's a government-run enrichment pipeline for corporations while regular Americans can't even see the doctors they want. Roy even pointed out what most politicians won't admit, Obamacare restricts access to world-class care. If you're stuck on one of these plans, you're boxed out of top institutions like MD Anderson. He gave examples from his own life and from his constituents. That's real lived experience, not the fantasy version Democrats keep pitching on cable news. And when Roy dared to highlight how Democrats were holding the country hostage for political leverage, the response he got was exactly what you'd expect. Not facts. Not solutions. Just cheap insults, deflection, and a desperate attempt to shift attention away from the truth he just delivered. This is why moments like this matter. This is why voices like Chip Roy's cut through the noise. And this is why Right Focus covers it, because someone has to tell the American people what's really going on. If you're tired of the spin, tired of the games, and tired of politicians pretending they're victims when they created the crisis, hit like, subscribe to Right Focus, and share this video. More honest, patriotic commentary is on the way.